Tamura as a good person who never caused any problems.
And letters found on Tamura's body after yesterday's shooting show that he blamed football for giving him CTE. He also blamed the NFL, although he never played professionally.
As we continue to follow the latest, let's get to ABC's Nicole D'Antonio, who is live from Washington. Nicole.
Well, in Midtown Manhattan. This morning.
Y'all know me, chat. I don't like covering too much of this shit because, like, everything always comes out like the truth a week later. And if you just, like, dive too hard in it, you look like an idiot. But yeah.
An active investigation into a mass shooting in an office tower in the heart of New York City. Authorities say the shooter is 27-year-old Shane Devon Tamura. At the end of the workday Monday night, police say he walked towards 345 Park Avenue in Midtown Manhattan, wearing body armor and carrying a rifle.
The building's security camera footage shows the shooter enter the lobby, turn right, and immediately open fire on an NYPD officer. He then shoots a woman who took cover behind a pillar and proceeds through the lobby.
Cop and woman killer. Leader of the community. Yeah, see, hey, really quickly, y'all want to know why he targeted the officer? Because the officer has a gun. Rule number 1 of exposed carrying, guys. If you think you're like, I don't need a CCW, I'll just expose carry. You're not going to get to fight because that threat is not going to expose themselves to you or anybody until you're dead or they put the gun to your head and then pull the trigger.
Lobby spraying it with gunfire.
And then they're going to kill the innocent women.
Authorities say the suspect then went into the elevators where a woman was getting out.
The shooter then calls the elevator, which opens in the lobby. A female exits that elevator, and he allows her to walk past him unharmed.
He then rode to the 33rd floor where he allegedly walked the floor, firing rounds, striking and killing a woman before police say he turned the gun on himself. The building where the shooting occurred is headquarters to major companies.
He's just like, damn, all I've been doing is killing a bunch of women. Fuck. I wanted to kill a bunch of cops or fucking whatever, but I'm just out here killing a bunch of defenseless women at their corporate job. The fuck?
Companies, including the financial firm Blackstone and the NFL. Inside, workers were told to shelter in place, some employees even using office furniture to barricade the door.
We heard multiple shots go off in quick succession from the first floor, and a lot of us just rushed into the room.
Couldn't live with his own
out in the back
sexism,
door,
guys.
out onto the street. Other people, including me, we ran into the conference room and then eventually barricaded the tables across the doors and just stayed still.
Damn. Hey, I mean, they want to live. Holy shit. Okay, bro. Fair enough.
The doors and just stayed still.
Outside, witnesses described the chaos on the streets.
I heard you hear people running at you.
Security for the building. He leaves behind 2 young kids and a wife who's officer who was working security for the building. He leaves behind 2 young kids and who was working security.
Fuck all the white police officers. They're a piece of shit. Kills the Islam guy. He's not Islamic, but kills the not white police officer and then goes to kill a bunch of women. You're a fucking loser, dude. I'm glad nobody had to kill you. You realized the problem yourself, and thanks for just killing yourself at the end of the day, brother.
For the building. The man was found with a note in his pocket that may point to a possible motive. Police say a handwritten note.
I want to see.
Is
he just a crazy person?
News in New York City.
I blame the NFL.
At least 5 people
they never
have died,
recruited
including a New York City police officer after gunfire erupted inside a Midtown Manhattan office building. The gunman also died. Sources tell the Associated Press that the suspect was Shane Tamura. They say,
bro, we got Jews on the scene right now. Hey, we got Jews on the block ready to just take them out, bruh. Jews in the streets ready to go to work, son. They not having it.
law enforcement found
They got the Yamahas on, baby. They're ready to go.
And a concealed carry permit from Las Vegas. NYPD was called to the busy Park Avenue office building. Around 6:30 tonight, we had that breaking news on our earlier newscast. That building is home to several financial firms and the National Football League. No word yet on the conditions of the other people who were shot.
Just a short time ago, the NYPD released this photo of the slain officer. He has been identified as Didarul Islam. He was reportedly killed while saving civilians and protecting citizens.
The crazy part is people are going to be like, fuck the police again until they realize where bro's from and whatnot. That shit crazy.
He was a
Like the people are like, oh, it wasn't like a normal white cop. You're racist. Like, if you're saying shit like you're racist because you're hating cops because you think the like majority, like, because you just see cops as like white people. That's weird. You're a weirdo and you're racist.
A 36-year-old married father of two. His wife is about to give birth to their third child. By the way, he's an immigrant from Bangladesh. He was not working for the department. He was working as private security on one of his off days inside the building.
This hardworking immigrant man is not only a police officer for the country that he loves, but he also is working an extra shift on the side to provide for his family that he loves. His immigrant family who's working hard and have a job. You're mad you didn't go to the NFL because you're ass, so you blame it on the CTE. Kill an immigrant officer and then a bunch of women. Thank God you killed yourself, Gunman. Wow. Jesus, dude.
When this gunman came in carrying an AK-47, and this is what happened, or AR-15.
And still.
I'm about to say, hold up. Don't. There's not an AK-47. Hold up.
Heartbreaking news for the NYPD. They talked about that at an earlier news conference. So as that news.
Yeah, we're verified is 27-year-old Shane Tamara, a former football star at Granada Hills Charter.
Football star? Not a football star.
School.
My heart is still aching, you know, just pray in prayer with God.
Who are you? Former head football coach. Who? What are you about to say? What are you about to say? We're watching.
You know, for the victims.
Yes.
And then for Shane itself.
Walter Roby was head coach at Granada during Shane's.
And the shooter himself? You know, I feel terrible for all the victims of 9/11, including Osama. Like, are you dumb?
Senior year.
Well, our coach basically asked me, he was like, Shane.
This 2015 interview taken after a win. What was he like?
You know, Shane was very quiet. He was a quiet, hard worker. He was coachable.
You better be
so
careful,
whatever
bro.
we asked him to do, he was doing it. He led by, you know, his actions on the field. He was our, you know, one of my top offensive players at the time.
Shane recently worked as a security guard at a casino in Las Vegas. Investigators believe he drove to New York City's Midtown, where he stormed a high-rise and started shooting.
Drove? I live in Las Vegas. Hold on. New York City. I'm not driving a day in 12 hours. I'm not driving a day in 12 hours.
Somebody said gunshots, shooter, saw officers with their guns drawn. They were, you know, hiding behind planters, behind the building, and then they went in.
Out to him, or could you reach out to me? It's just a lot of things I'm trying to process right now. Could I help the kid?
I feel bad for this guy. He's going to kind of put him on the spot. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
Through your mind, what's the
I think a lot, you know, is like, could I done more? Could I have helped the kid? Could I have reached out to him, or could you have reached out to me? It's just a lot of things I'm trying to process right now.
Okay. What else we got? This was 11 hours ago. Let's do something a little bit more sooner. 4 hours ago. Oh, is there like another news?
This is a Fox News alert. The FBI has joined the investigation into the
just one like media source.
Deadly shooting in New York City that killed 4 people, including an off-duty NYPD officer. The gunman was identified as 27-year-old Shane Tamura from Las Vegas, who has a history of mental illness.
Retired
Guys, Hey, let me tell y'all something really quick. Mental illness is zero excuse to hurt anybody. I'm, for example, 100% totally and permanently disabled from the military due to a bunch of mental issues that I have, okay? I am not walking around murdering everybody, okay? What are we doing?
FBI agent Jason Pack joins us now. Jason, the Post is reporting
we all have
that the
mental
gunman
illness
was
one way or
carrying a
another,
note
dude.
that cites
Get
the
over it.
NFL
You're not
and blames
special.
football for his apparent struggle with CTE. He also asked that his brain be studied. Now, the NFL has offices here on floors 5 through 8.
We're going to study the brain of somebody who rode the
sources
bench?
in the FBI throughout law enforcement as to why this guy ended up going to the 33rd floor?
Not yet. That's one of the major questions investigators have this morning as they work overnight to piece together this senseless murder that happened out there. And we've heard of
he started
CTE
panicking
with the NFL players and the concussions.
He just
and
randomly went to the 33rd floor.
For some reason, there's something triggered him. There's some kind of grievance that triggered him or perceived grievance, whether that was against a particular person or the NFL. That's still what investigators are trying to learn this morning. And the reason we just don't know why the elevator got off on that particular floor. A lot of times in most of the buildings in New York, you can see you get on an elevator and it's only one floor and, somebody else determines where the elevator goes. It's not like in the movies where you push all the buttons, where the kids are pushing all the buttons there. So that's another question investigators need to answer, is what particularly was he looking for? There was that management firm on that floor. So is that relevant? Is that not? That's what they're looking for answers for today.
Yeah, so he killed several people.
Why are the subtitles in the middle of the goddamn screen? Can we get subtitles not in they're off. What are you doing?
Fortunately, when he entered the building, but then when it comes to the elevator, the gunman let a woman walk off the elevator that he entered, just let her walk right past him. Why do you think that is? Do you think that she just got lucky, or was there a calculated decision?
He's going through psychosis. Actually, you know what? Let's see if he was just racist. Let's see what color the lady was.
Decision there on his part.
Well, as a lot of the guests have commented over the past several hours looking at this, he had he was on some kind of mission and was determined to go in somewhere and do something. And so this lady wasn't her time and it wasn't her day. He was focused on some other mission and trying to get to a particular location, it seems, based on the things we know publicly.
Jason, describe the coordination that's happening right now between local authorities in New York City, state authorities, as well as the feds.
Bro, everybody get out the fucking way so they can do an investigation.
That's a good question. So in New York, the FBI has a squad called CT-26. That's the counterterrorism squad. That's the squad that goes out to the New Year's Eve things, and they investigate all the threats in New York City.
Epic, that's what I'm talking about. You got to go to Kick. No ads.
They
no
have
ads
a
on
member
Kick.
of every department and every agency in New York, from the federal side to the local and state side. So they have members of every department. Even FDNY has somebody represented on that squad.
Salty,
so they're no
Bloody
Bunny,
Bunny,
AJ
other. Peach, Ivan,
and let's face it, the
Gojo
NYPD is the most capable police department in the world. Something like 35,000 sworn NYPD officers. There's only 13,000 or so FBI agents in the whole world. So they can provide some kind of resources sometimes that the NYPD may not have, but NYPD is really well sourced.
More than 60,000 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza since the war began in October. Gaza Strip. But as NPR's Emily.
This is a Fox News alert. The FBI has joined the investigation into the deadly shooting in New York City that killed 4 people, including an off-duty NYPD officer. The gunman was identified as 27-year-old Shane Tamura from Los Angeles.
And then you move on to your left-hand side of the screen. If it kept going, that would be the Times Square area. So this shooting happened in the heart of Midtown Manhattan on a Monday during what is still very much rush hour, where the trains are going full blast.
Monday do be the problem half the time, guys.
On the
Let's
streets
not
because
lie
the
or beat
traffic
around
and
the
the
bush.
taxi traffic is that bad. So when I play this soundbite, you get a kind of little context of what's happening around Midtown Manhattan at that time. And Hakeem Davis told us the following. Watch.
I saw personally a guy on the floor. He was laid out. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he got shot. But there was a guy laying on the floor. They tried to give him CPR. He didn't get up. They put him in the ambulance.
We walking down the block. We see mad people walking, like running. And then after that, they said somebody's inside with a gun.
And this testimony, Dr. Odom, is also pivotal when you're trying to put a...
I think there was a video of like some girls making a TikTok as well. And basically you just see this crowd. They look behind them, and then this crowd of people's running at them. And I guess it was a bunch of people who heard the shots and started
people just get
running.
let right back out, even if they have something like this going on, and it's terrible.
Yeah, it's interesting because I was just going to somewhere, and that's a big part of this because...
He didn't just think of this today. And again, he came from Las Vegas. Too random to pick a selected building at a certain time. This was absolutely targeted. And again, NYPD, they are the best. They are going to piece it all together, and they are going to identify who this individual was. Looking at the social media footprint right now is absolutely crucial. Looking at who this person knew, their family members, their loved ones, and everything else.
So she used the phrase absolutely targeted. Paul Morrow, do you agree?
Who is this person?
In light of the fact that he came
Is
all
that
the way
just like
here
a
from
suspect?
Vegas,
The girl?
and when you think about it, if you're going to do something that is sort of iconic, for lack of a better word, in New York City with an event like this, you're going to go to Times Square. Okay, I said, we was talking to Jesse last hour, we were talking about the Tsarnaev brothers with the Boston Marathon bombing, and there was reporting after the last piece that was alive, the young one was there was reporting he was coming to New York City. We threw a gauntlet around Times Square because that's what you think, and that was the indication that we had. He doesn't do that. Instead, he goes to this building at this particular address. He goes to a particular floor. Look, it could be random. At the end of the day, there could be no rhyme or reason to this. There could be just an emotionally disturbed person acting out for whatever reason. But I find that hard to believe. It does feel targeted to me. And I think one of the things that we should remember is if it was a specific target, that target knows who he or she is.
Right.
And that target is likely talking to the police department, and they're piecing all this together.
And quite frankly, Dr. Odom, when you are going to kill somebody, if your mission is to do as much mayhem and damage as you possibly can, you know, 2 blocks away, you've got Times Square.
Kick, everybody on Kick. I love you. I love you. Have a great day, my brother.
It was 92, 93 degrees in New York City